Hey there, John Cooper here. I'm a medical researcher and former type 2 diabetic, and I have life-changing news for you if you're suffering from diabetes and erratic blood sugar. My team here at Taylor Labs decided to do the impossible and uncover the true key to reversing type 2 diabetes for good. It's simple, easy, and can be done from home in the next few minutes, allowing you to wave goodbye to your blood sugar issues forever. This groundbreaking method has passed through our extensive trials and been proven to work with over 20,000 testers. And in just a moment, we'll show you how to replicate their results from the comfort of your own home, to reset your erratic blood sugar levels and turn back the clock on your type 2 diabetes for good. Now, you may be wondering why I'm speaking to you from a small video on our website and not the front page of Time magazine. We've been told we have to wait over 6 months to release to the public. And yet, with millions of Americans suffering from diabetes and more dying every day compared to almost every other age-related disease and the virus combined, we decided 6 months was just too long. We needed to spread the word fast and show you what's being hidden from you. Big Pharma be damned. So far, this short yet transformative broadcast has been viewed by over 1 million people, so it's crucial you listen closely, as I can't say how long it will be online. You see, we're facing censorship from every angle. YouTube, Facebook, and other social media platforms have told us until we get our approvals, we may be banned from spreading this controversial method online, meaning this information is only available on this website for as long as we can keep it up and running.
So to clarify, in the next 3 minutes, I will show you the true cause of your type 2 diabetes and erratic blood sugar. Hint, it has nothing to do with your pancreas. The dirty medical secrets about metformin, insulin, and other treatments, and how they could leave you in grave danger if you don't act fast. And most importantly, a breakthrough 2-minute method that can instantly reverse type 2 diabetes from the comfort of your own home using a combination of ingredients you likely have in your kitchen pantry right now. This simple at-home trick I'm about to show you works no matter your age, genetics, or how long you've had type 2 diabetes. And if you're skeptical right now, I understand. And not in the shallow way your doctor, friends, and family say they understand, while they talk behind your back about how you're over-exaggerating the excruciating pain of type 2 diabetes. No, I understand deeply as a former type 2 diabetic myself. And I need you to know it is not your fault. You see, I know how it feels like to be plagued with fear, wondering if you'll be hit with sudden complications, have a limb violently hacked off, or ever live to see your grandchildren grow. I understand those persistent late-night thoughts, wondering why God chose you of all people to suffer. And most importantly, I know how diabetes destroys your ability to hope and believe, turning you into a raging skeptic, unable to trust anyone or anything. Because despite my medical background, type 2 diabetes also made me desperate and forced me to try things I knew had no medical basis for working. You see, out of desperation, I tried everything. Keto, paleo, P90X, you name it. And when they didn't work, I resorted to long and painful fasts. And all these so-called solutions did was raise my hopes and crush them to pieces again, while intense cravings, nausea, and nerve pain continued to chip away at my body, leaving me helpless, wondering if I'd be stuck that way forever. But I persisted and continued testing everything I could, pushing through trial after trial here at our world-renowned lab in California, hoping to find a solution to give me my old life back. And thank the Lord I did, because now I have the freedom to enjoy life, eat all my favorite foods, and throw those expensive blood tests, glucose monitors, and insulin shots in the trash where they belong. And that's what I want for you. So as a former sufferer, I ask for you to stick with me for just 3 minutes and take the words I say very seriously, because I promise they will change your life forever, just like they have for Emily, who reports, "It worked! It worked! Oh my gosh, it really worked! I was on the verge of losing it before I saw your presentation, John. I was scared to give your ritual a try, but thank God I did. I haven't felt this good in ages. Finally being able to eat and live the way I want is nothing short of a miracle, and I have you to thank for it. I can finally enjoy dinner with my family without having to burden them with my crazy dietary restrictions or stress over the ingredients in every meal. You deserve a medal. Thanks, John." Or James D., 73 years old. "I've suffered from high blood sugar my entire life. You never get used to it. The nerve pain, tiredness, having to graze away at salads while watching others enjoy your favorite meals. It sucked, but I always believed there had to be a solution. So I was ecstatic when I came across your presentation. It feels so good to finally enjoy freedom and ditch my glucose monitor for good. I support you in your quest to help others and recommend it to everyone." Or Richard M., 43 years old. "I can't tell you how great it feels to be fresh and healthy again. My insides feel clean like your ritual cleaned me out, and my physical and mental clarity is through the roof. I can finally enjoy time with my kids without being a sluggish, sickly mess. I am eternally grateful for your presentation, John, and hope you spread the message to as many sufferers as possible. I know seeing some of these miraculous results will make you wish you found this years ago, and I'm certain the simplicity of the solution will shock you. So watch this urgent presentation until the very end, as I can't say how long it will be online. You see, the diabetes industry is worth $48 billion, and this simple at-home trick threatens to put them out of business. So it's possible they will try everything in their power to take down this inexpensive ritual, making it crucial you shut off all distractions, take a seat, and listen closely, as the next 3 minutes will change your life or the life of a loved one forever. So let's begin. As I said, my name is John Cooper. I'm 54 years old and live in Lansing, Michigan with my dear wife, Jeannie. You should know I'm not a doctor or physician, but I recently retired from a 30-year career as a medical nutritionist. Medical nutritionists work alongside scientists to research the hidden effects of diet on our health. My team worked on breakthrough discoveries like the ketogenic diet and told the stories big food lobbies don't want you to hear. As a result, I lived a healthy lifestyle. I mean, me and my wife enjoyed eating at restaurants and the occasional ice cream or dessert after dinner, but who didn't? I felt fine and was about to ease into my retirement when out of nowhere, I began to notice some unusual symptoms. I'd get wild cravings for sweet foods and became fatigued doing basic tasks. My belly fat grew like crazy and nerve pains chewed away at my fingers. I thought maybe this just came with aging until everything got worse. My vision started failing and I got hit with a tingling in my feet which wouldn't go away, along with extreme bouts of thirst and an uncontrollable urge to urinate. My wife became worried and pushed me to see a doctor, who after one test told me I had erratic blood sugar. This hit me like a ton of bricks. Yet I felt reassured when my physician, Dr. Chen, told me it was treatable. Eat healthy, sleep well, exercise, and you'll be fine, he repeated, while prescribing me metformin and hurrying me out of the room. So I did as I was told. Switched to a strict diet and exercise plan, swallowed the pills he fed me, and dished out hundreds on blood sugar tests. Yet despite this, my health continued to decline. My weight ballooned, blood sugar skyrocketed, and cravings only intensified. I told Dr. Chen his advice wasn't working. His solution? Upgrade my medication. He was the expert, I thought, and took his pills, hoping for the best. And while they did make me feel better for a while, over the next few years, these daily pills ruined my life, flushing out my wallet and leaving me with a bunch of dangerous side effects like bloating, muscle aches, and kidney pains. My blood pressure and cholesterol shot through the roof, while I couldn't sleep, exercise, or even focus. You may have noticed some of these symptoms too. My feet then went from tingling to fully numb, until one day I could barely feel anything below my knees, forcing me to take time off work. Worst of all, the medication did nothing to help my blood sugar, which skyrocketed to astronomical heights. I became depressed, and, it pains me to say it, considered ending it all. The truth is I felt weak, like I was a burden to others, and believed deep down this was all my fault. It was a dark period in my life. And while it felt like I had hit rock bottom, as you're about to see, the worst had yet to come. Because on one unsuspecting afternoon, the unthinkable happened. You always assume it'll be some other poor soul, but this time it was me. It was a warm summer day. Months before, I had been forced back to work because the cost of insulin had become too much. Though, to be honest, I was happy to try and get my life back on track. So I was in my lab trying to meet a deadline when suddenly my mouth dried up. I hopped up to fetch a bottle of water, but as I stood, I began to feel dizzy and fell quick, smashing my head into the corner of my desk. I couldn't remember much after, just floating in and out of consciousness and the blaring of ambulance sirens. After a few terrifying hours, I woke up in a hospital bed in excruciating pain, too weak to move, and unable to feel my legs. You see, what had happened was, without knowing, I'd fell into a coma, randomly triggered by stress at work. I remember seeing my lovely wife heaving and sobbing with her entire body, filled with tears in her eyes as her parents, my mother and father-in-law, were comforting her. A deep sense of shame grew in my chest for putting my sweetheart through this, and embarrassment at the look of disapproval in my wife's parents' eyes as they saw me in this state. 150 pounds overweight, too frail to feed myself or walk because my legs had become so numb. Most of all, though, I felt guilt for not doing more when I had the chance, obediently following useless advice from Dr. Chen as he stuffed me silly with risky medications. So while lying at death's door, I made a desperate prayer to God. If he were to let me survive this, I would be proactive, use the medical experience I'd gathered from my job, and do everything in my power to fight my unstable blood sugar. Then Dr. Chen entered the room. He told my wife I'd likely survive, but they would have to amputate. You see, the tingling in my feet was a sign. My legs were in grave danger, yet I ignored this because Dr. Chen told me it was normal for those with erratic blood sugar. Well, this tingling had progressed until it left my feet looking like this, and now they were going to have to cut them off. My wife screamed, telling Dr. Chen it was all his fault for misleading us, telling me high blood sugar was easily treatable with a good diet, sleep, and exercise. To which he sternly replied, maybe if you and your husband ate better, he wouldn't be in this mess, gesturing at her stomach. I swelled up with rage. To mislead me is one thing, but speaking to my wife like this was too far. I mustered up all the power I had and erupted off my hospital bed toward him. But security got in the way before I could do anything. You have to understand, I'm a mellow guy, but every man has a limit. This forced them to delay my amputation, and as you are about to find out, this became the best thing to ever happen to us. Because on my hospital bed, I had made a promise to God that I wasn't going to sit by and let this happen again. I was going to take action. So as soon as I got home, wheelchair-bound and still in excruciating pain, I began reading. Medical forums, health journals, anything I could get my hands on. I was stunned by how quickly type 2 diabetes was on the rise in America. 1/3 of all Americans are either diabetic or pre-diabetic, which is expected to rise to half in 5 years. Yeah, you heard that right. And a whopping 1 in 4 of these sufferers are at risk of having an amputation performed in their lifetime. Do you ever feel like your vision is getting worse? Well, 1 in 3 sufferers are at risk of eyesight loss due to diabetic retinopathy. Feeling more forgetful recently? Well, type 2 diabetes skyrockets your chance of early onset memory loss. I found metformin, the medication of choice for diabetics, had been deemed unsafe for human consumption for containing NDMA, which is a toxic substance that can cause intense nausea, vomiting, and much worse. Experts say it's like pouring fuel on the fire, as the dangerous cells take over and eat away at your insides. Yet the physicians we trust have no issues dishing it out like it's candy. I searched day and night for solutions, but kept hitting dead ends. Every forum, journal, and specialist repeated the same thing: eat healthy, exercise, and take your meds. Yet following this useless advice put me in hospital and may cost me my legs. It was like no one cared. I became frustrated and considered giving up. Just then, when I thought I had contacted everyone, my wife asked, "Have you talked to Ivaldo? I remember him having type 2. I figured it was worth a shot. You see, Ivaldo was my old college roommate and happened to be insanely smart. Back in med school, he would get perfect 100s without ever studying. Later, he moved to the UK, where he now lives with his wife and children. I hadn't spoken to him since, but gave him a call, hoping he knew some under-the-radar treatment overseas. I rang and explained everything. He simply replied, "John, you need to know about Dr. Taylor." Dr. Taylor was a maverick endocrinologist based in the UK, famous for his detailed studies on blood sugar. His team then used his findings to develop a new nutritional ritual to stabilize blood sugar in British patients. Tens of thousands of British sufferers, including Ivaldo, had been using it from home to stabilize their blood sugar without medication, diet, or exercise changes. "It's amazing," he said. "My blood sugar hasn't passed 110 since I started." Still, I was skeptical. My experience with doctors had been horrible. But at that point, I had nothing to lose. I asked how I could get started. "Well, it's only being piloted in the UK," he told me, "but Dr. Taylor is giving a talk in California next week, and I can use my connections to get you a short meeting after." California was a 5-hour flight, but I was willing to go to the ends of Earth to fight the damage high blood sugar had wreaked on my life. So I booked a ticket and set on my way, hoping for the best. Dr. Taylor ended up being a smart, no-nonsense guy. He had traveled the world and was acclaimed for his groundbreaking blood sugar research in the UK, Australia, and Singapore. And his story was fascinating. Originally from a small town in Oklahoma, he worked day and night to get into med school and lift his parents out of poverty. Then, while in college, his dad developed high blood sugar. He watched his father's health break down as fatigue, weight gain, and the cost of medications crippled and forced his parents into debt. It got so bad his father couldn't work anymore and quickly became depressed. He couldn't sit by doing nothing, so he made it his mission to one day find a solution to his father's blood sugar imbalances without the drugs that bankrupted his family and destroyed his father's health. "And this is why I went to the UK," he explained. "You see, in the UK, they address the root cause of blood sugar imbalances instead of just managing the symptoms like in America. This is why type 2 rates in the UK are nearly 1/3 of what they are here, despite having practically the same diet and exercise patterns. In the US, we're fixated on dangerous exercises and bland, restrictive diets, when studies prove sugar and carbs have nothing to do with type 2. In fact, sugar and carb consumption has plummeted in America over the last 15 years, while type 2 rates are growing faster than ever before. Americans are trying hard to soothe their blood sugar level, but they're going about it in the wrong way. Let me explain. In a breakthrough Newcastle University study led by Dr. Taylor, they proved once and for all that type 2 diabetes is reversible, and its causes are completely different from what was commonly thought. Dr. Taylor's team discovered diabetes doesn't actually begin in the pancreas at all. Instead, it begins in the liver. And after conducting numerous clinical trials on people across the world, the researchers found the hidden root cause of erratic blood sugar to be an obese liver. Now, while this may sound like scientific mumbo-jumbo, it's actually incredibly important. In fact, it's the key to perfect blood sugar levels and reversing type 2 diabetes for good. Here's why. According to Dr. Taylor, the lead researcher from the Newcastle University team, too much fat in the liver makes it respond poorly to insulin. As a result, two things happen. First, the liver produces too much glucose, then excess fat in the liver is passed on to the pancreas, which disrupts the pancreas's normal insulin-producing cells and stops insulin production. Now, as you may know, Insulin resistance is what causes type 2 diabetes, which means fixing this issue could be the secret key to reversing your type 2 diabetes for good. Professor Taylor calls this the twin cycle hypothesis because these are the twin causes of the most frustrating blood sugar concerns: excess fat in the liver and excess fat in the pancreas. This also explains why skinny people can become pre-diabetic or diabetic, by the way, because even if you're skinny on the outside, it's entirely possible that you've got too much fat in your liver and your pancreas. Now, hearing all of this compelling evidence from Dr. Taylor made my blood run cold, because doctors here in America never told me anything about this information. Yet, this groundbreaking UK study from Dr. Taylor put me light years ahead toward reversing my type 2 diabetes. Thanks to the breakthrough research by Dr. Taylor, we have a simple understanding of what causes type 2 diabetes. We now know it all starts with fat in the liver, which is the real cause of high blood glucose, not the foods we eat that seem to spike blood sugar. Plus, we now know the real reason your pancreas can't produce insulin is that fat travels from your liver to your pancreas and clogs it so that insulin can't get out. Think about it. If your out-of-control blood sugar is caused by fat in the liver and pancreas, then all you need to do is lose fat in those two vital organs, and your erratic blood sugar should be reversed. Dr. Taylor's research was verified again using the largest study of its kind, a double-blind clinical trial, the gold standard in medicine, which proved definitively that Dr. Taylor's twin cycle theory was correct. The results reported by a top science publication stated that the good news for people with type 2 diabetes is that our work shows that even if you have had the condition for 10 years, you are likely to be able to reverse it by moving that all-important tiny amount of fat out of your liver. That's it. Just a tiny amount of fat is all you need to remove from your liver, about 1 to 2 grams, and sugar levels go back into balance almost magically. Even better, his findings also confirmed a 7-day time frame for perfect blood sugar levels and showed that all it takes is losing about 1 gram of fat in the pancreas to dramatically support your healthy blood sugar. And yes, you heard that right. Dr. Taylor's research suggests that you can see breakthrough results in just 7 days. Isn't that remarkable? Here it is, the key to reversing type 2 diabetes for the world to see, and yet no one in the US was talking about it. Hearing this explanation made everything clear. I had seen some of these studies as a nutritional researcher, but never put the dots together. I felt real hope that I could finally stabilize my blood sugar levels, so I begged Dr. Taylor to help us. In America, we don't even know the cause of blood sugar issues. We have tried so many medications, diets, and specialists, but nothing. Dr. Taylor then explained to me, "John, they obviously don't know, and it's not their fault. The blood sugar industry controlled by Big Pharma is a $48 billion a year industry. They fund the media through ads and spend billions lobbying senators. It's in their interest to keep these advancements hidden away from the public. This is why real breakthroughs take decades or never make it to the American public. They don't want cures. They just want to sell you medications for the rest of your life." I became furious. Being in the medical field myself, I can't believe I didn't recognize this. "We need to at least try to get this solution out there, please," I screamed. I told him about my upcoming amputation and the years of havoc unstable blood sugar levels had done to my health. I couldn't let millions of Americans suffer the same fate. He was sympathetic and told me he would give me the ingredients to his nutritional protocol, but warned me to stay safe. You never know how far the elite powers will go. He showed me how he originally started his research with a large US drug manufacturer, and when he made progress, they worried his solution would cut into their profits, so they cut his funding. I was stuck, he explained. I needed to finish my research to help my father and was forced to move to the UK. He showed me all the success stories in the UK and how he was able to calm the blood sugar levels in his father. All his participants melted away their liver fat and calmed their blood sugar levels in just a few days with no changes to diet or exercise. Which is why the blood sugar industry is terrified of its power. It is not in their interest to release a simple remedy. They can't charge hundreds for it out in the public. Now, just like you, I was curious to find out the exact specifics of this breakthrough diabetes reversing protocol, so pay careful attention now, because the following information comes from top secret medical research to which the general public has no access. Because, as I've mentioned before, the crooked diabetes industry will do anything in their power to keep you stuck in their medication merry-go-round, and they'll stop at nothing to keep this breakthrough method under wraps. "Fill me in, Dr. Taylor. What's the secret?" I asked. "Well, remember how I told you the root cause of erratic blood sugar came from fat on the liver, not the pancreas? Well, that's just the start." Dr. Taylor explained how fatty liver is not an issue for normal, healthy people, but as a diabetic or pre-diabetic, your body can't properly wash away the fat on your liver and pancreas, which means no matter how hard you exercise or how healthy you eat, it'll be impossible for your body to produce insulin properly. It's like trying to mop up an orange juice spill in the kitchen without any soap or water. When the mop is dry, the ground will be sticky no matter how hard you scrub, and you'll never get the results you want. Of course, you can see, this is not your fault. In the case of diabetes, Dr. Taylor continued, this fat buildup blocks your body's natural ability to burn fat correctly, which then causes our liver to suffocate and festers into the horrifying complications that diabetics are all too familiar with, like erratic blood sugar, fatigue, food cravings, and weight gain. Obviously, this wasn't the news I wanted to hear. So what's the solution? I asked impatiently. In my 5 years of intensive research here at Taylor Labs, I've come across a few things that may sound strange, but have incredible healing potential. Specifically, one unique substance fell onto my research desk called metavanadate, which is a rare element extracted from iron ores in only a handful of regions in the world. The indigenous tribe it came from have close to 0 known cases of diabetes, so we decided to test its effects on diabetic patients to see if it'd be the blood sugar breakthrough we'd been searching for. At first, it showed little improvement on blood glucose levels, but I had a hunch we were onto something, so I dug further. Even though everyone would think I was crazy for spending my time on something that barely had any proof of reversing type 2 diabetes. Every night, I waited for everyone to leave the lab so I could continue my research. Being the mad scientist I am, I wasn't going to quit, and thank God for my attitude. Because one night, just as I was about to consider it a dead lead, I tested something I've never tried before. I knew I was close to a breakthrough, so instead of extracting the natural element using our high-grade industrial equipment at the lab, I did it manually, using the same squeeze method researchers used in the 1800s when metavanadate was first discovered. The next day, we tested it on diabetics, and my jaw dropped at the results. We struck gold. Every trial using this new, safer, and more effective form of metavanadate led to perfect blood sugar levels in our patients and reversed type 2 diabetes in a matter of days. It was like taking a pressure wash to the liver, leaving it shiny and clean, allowing the diabetics' bodies to finally burn fat off their organs like a well-oiled machine. It turns out, the standard extraction process of this natural element actually destroys the diabetes-reversing effects of metavanadate. Think of it like decaf coffee. You'll never get the same energetic buzz from decaf as you would from a normal cup of joe. It's the same way with metavanadate. Using this newfound extraction process allows us to siphon all the healing benefits from the element while ensuring nothing gets watered down in the process. Discovering this squeeze method has become our biggest blood sugar breakthrough ever, and it's taken literally hundreds of trials to perfect this, which is why no one else is even talking about metavanadate. Not to toot my own horn, but I don't think any other scientist in the world could replicate what I've done unless I walk them through it step by step. A few doses of our newfound formula burns practically all the fat suffocating a diabetic's liver, allowing the body to reverse all signs of erratic blood sugar like numbness, fatigue, and weight gain. And it's exactly what finally freed my father from his type 2 diabetes nightmare. But please keep this to yourself. I don't want to threaten American big pharma execs more than I already have. Needless to say, this was incredible. A simple element found in iron ore, extracted in a way no one's ever tried before, which could kick our body's blood sugar healing mechanism into overdrive and reverse all symptoms of type 2 diabetes in a matter of days. Isn't that fascinating? And trust me, I've done all the research. No one's tried this new squeeze method of extracting because most manufacturers of metavanadate look for ways to save on costs instead of finding ways to maximize potency. So, they'll continue using industrial-grade equipment for the sake of profits to line their own pockets, rather than trying methods that may take more man-hours up front, but leads to a much more effective nutrient to reverse diabetes. One of the world's foremost experts on diabetes showing us the cold hard proof, where he successfully reversed type 2 diabetes in thousands of British sufferers, and that reversing it is way cheaper and safer than the medical industry wants you to know. But don't expect to see this in the mainstream media. They are too busy running ads for the pharmaceutical companies who are making billions selling you test strips, drugs, and health insurance. That's why they want to shut me down, and that's why it's crucial you get this information today. So, with my palms sweating and heart racing, I calmly asked Dr. Taylor to share his breakthrough formula with me. Fortunately, he was more than happy to let me in on his discoveries. Even better, Dr. Taylor laid out his entire diabetes reversing protocol, where after researching more than 500 plants, herbs, and elements, he ultimately settled on a handful of powerful ingredients, which, when combined together, appeared to reverse type 2 diabetes from the inside out, cleaning out the fat from your liver and pancreas, and rewinding the clock on your health so you can make a remarkable and rapid comeback, free of any and all signs of erratic blood sugar. So, here are those miracle ingredients. Blood sugar stabilizer number 1, metavanadate. This is the all-natural miracle element I just shared with you. And when combined with the unique squeeze method Dr. Taylor discovered for extracting metavanadate, it has become the biggest blood sugar breakthrough to date. It's without a doubt the most powerful nutrient known to man for healthy blood sugar levels, and you will not see this anywhere else because not only is it a brand new 2021 discovery, but the pharmaceutical industry has taken down every other supplier of this diabetes reversing nutrient. Blood sugar stabilizer number 2, Camophora micol. Through his experiments, Dr. Taylor discovered another powerful miracle ingredient. It was the rare Burseraceae plant, Camophora micol, one of only 540 in existence. This specific one had been used for thousands of years by Indian tribes for its miraculous healing benefits and has been shown to prevent fatty liver, allowing your body to restore blood sugar levels back to the normal range. It's like taking a blowtorch to liver fat, practically melting it away, while also shredding fat from other problem areas. In fact, research published by the University of Michigan Medicine concluded Camophora micol is an effective bioactive molecule to suppress body weight, improve insulin and lipid sensitivity, ultimately leading to regulate body weight. And it was essential to combine this with blood sugar stabilizer number 3, white mulberry leaf. Remember how we talked about an obese liver? Well, white mulberry has been shown to reverse the fat suffocating your liver, resulting in significant improvements in high blood sugar. You see, excess calories leads to excess fat in the liver. As a result, the liver responds poorly to insulin and the body produces too much glucose, causing high blood sugar levels. At the same time, excess fat in the liver increases the normal process of export of fat to all tissues. In the pancreas, this excess fat causes the insulin-producing cells to fail. Thankfully, white mulberry also eliminates these fat buildups that lead to unhealthy blood sugar levels. One of the world's major providers of scientific, technical, and medical information discovered that mulberry lowers body weight and prevents new fat deposits from forming. Another study showed that white mulberry leaf improves healthy blood sugar levels and lowers fatty acids, which is the type of fat that loves to attach and suffocate. Dr. Taylor also shared a special booster ingredient known as the destroyer of sugar. It's called Indian Gurmer. Indian Gurmer improves blood sugar levels in several ways. It slows the absorption of glucose in the gut, stimulates the release of insulin from the pancreas, and helps boost the correct use and storage of glucose in the body. In one specific study, researchers had 22 patients taking 400 milligrams of Indian Gurmer along with their medication for 18 to 20 months. After a matter of weeks, 5 of the 22 participants could stop their conventional treatment altogether for the duration of the trial. Isn't that incredible? Plus, Indian Gurmer helps with weight loss by curbing sugar cravings, along with inhibiting the absorption of glucose and fat in the gut. This powerful combination has been clinically proven to stabilize blood sugar levels and even reverse the most severe complications of type 2 diabetes while keeping your organs fresh, healthy, and operating like a fresh new car off the lot. You'll enjoy the boundless energy of your youth, finally waving goodbye to food cravings, nausea, fatigue, and weight loss for good. Then Dr. Taylor wanted to make sure the effects of his solution lasted a lifetime, which is why he recommended 16 more of the most potent and proven ingredients, all shown in numerous studies to be beneficial in improving blood sugar levels, promoting weight loss, and reversing type 2 diabetes. And Dr. Taylor warned me about the many cheap imitations of all these ingredients. He knew this because his team carefully tested 97% of the available natural extracts of the diabetes-reversing berries, herbs, and natural extracts, and found out that they were derived from chemicals, not from natural sources. This means the ingredients you think you are buying from the store will not deliver the same amazing results real herbal extracts will, like the ones I just shared with you. Listening to him explain this, I realized despite my medical background, I would not be able to recreate the formula as he did. He knew the proper squeeze method, the exact proportions, the order of the ingredients, the best type of each plant, how to source for purity, and most importantly, his team had done it before. Yet Dr. Taylor was a busy man, so it took months of following up with him to remake his powerful formula. We both knew how risky this was, as we could have lost our freedom and even our lives, but we did it anyway. The health and well-being of myself and millions of Americans was more important. We had the formula, the knowledge, and a lab all to ourselves. We searched the entire world through our scientific connections and only contacted certified producers and verified suppliers, teaching them how to replicate the exact squeeze method discovered by Dr. Taylor to create the same exact diabetes-reversing natural extract for the American public, making sure for our recipe we used the best quality ingredients. It was tiresome. We secretly worked night after night, testing until dawn, making sure we got the right quantities and the most effective combination of ingredients. And in the end, there it was. My hands were shaking as I was holding the formula which could give me my life back. If this tiny natural pill helped stabilize my blood sugar for good, it would be a miracle. So of course, I was the first to try it. All I had to do was take 2 plant-based tablets a day with a large glass of water. Now, after the horrific side effects of prescribed medications, I was scared of all things medicine. However, since seeing the life-changing effects it had on Dr. Taylor's participants in the UK, along with knowing the science checked out, I became excited to give it a try. Yet, after taking the first pill, I didn't feel a thing. I was slightly disappointed and then worried. Doctors were going to chop off my limbs if this didn't work. Dr. Taylor pled with me to continue and showed me again and again the research, proving it worked. So I carried on. Then, after a few days, something amazing happened. I started feeling more energetic and lighter than I had felt in years, like the capsules had cleaned me out. I slept all night and woke up feeling revitalized, enough to make an early morning appearance at my gym, and straight after, I ran home to check my fasting blood sugar level, and was shocked. I was down to 193 from 260, a full 25% in just a few days. Then, following the same ritual for the next week, I was down to 165, and after just 1 month, I dropped down to a healthy 113. I was full of life, could finally see and think clearly, eat anything I wanted without having to obsess over its effect on my blood sugar, allowing me to begin the carefree retirement I had worked so hard for. I stabilized my blood sugar once and for all. My last checkup with the doctors felt like Christmas morning. Dr. Chen couldn't believe his eyes when my blood sugar readings came back perfect. "We'll go ahead and cancel the leg amputation. Your blood sugar levels are in the normal range. Matter of fact, I don't think we'd even consider you diabetic anymore. Whatever it is you're doing, keep doing it," the doctor said. Those words sounded like music to my ears. I escaped the type 2 diabetes nightmare, and the surprised look of my doctors after seeing my complete recovery from type 2 diabetes made all the late nights, early mornings, and countless hours of research worth it. My beautiful wife Jeannie was even happier than I was. We no longer had to eat dry, bland food or sacrifice dessert, nor did we have to prick my finger every few hours. I finally felt free. No more expensive and toxic medications, no more threats from the doctors to amputate, and no more stress, knowing my body was healed from the diabetes disaster. But one person was not enough to prove this formula worked, and if it worked for me, would it work for everyone? We needed to test it on more people who suffered from unstable blood sugar levels and the unbearable fatigue, nausea, and tiredness that came with it. People whose insides were screaming for help because of the excess buildup of toxic fat choking their livers. We needed a wide variety of people from the newly afflicted to those suffering for over 30 years to make 100% sure this formula worked for everyone. Me and my wife posted ads online and in local newspapers asking for people to test our all-natural remedy. We amassed a total of 63 people ready to embark on our experiment, and what happened next was astonishing. Without exception, and in a few weeks, all 63 volunteers showed groundbreaking results. Every single one reported a fasting blood sugar level of under 110, with many stating their blood pressure and cholesterol levels also plummeted. They had completely stabilized their blood sugar without changing their diet, sleep, or exercise, throwing their useless medications and test strips away for good. A lot of them told us they were feeling healthier and melted pounds of fat off their frame. Our subjects were experiencing bursts of energy and restful sleep, waving goodbye to that sluggish feeling for good. We were bombarded with emails and phone calls. Our subjects were amazed with results and kept asking for more of our one-of-a-kind blood sugar stabilizing formula. It became clear we were on a mission. We had created a proven all-natural supplement, allowing you to target the real root cause of unstable blood sugar, one which can also calm blood pressure and cholesterol levels whilst inducing rapid weight loss. I decided, with the blessing of Dr. Taylor, to produce the supplement to make it available for all sufferers, and we called it GlucoFreeze, because that's what the amazing nutrients inside it do. They free you from the diabetes nightmare, freezing high blood sugar levels right in its tracks, allowing you to get back to the life you fully enjoyed in just a few weeks without being tied to metformin, insulin shots, expensive appointments, and disappointments every time you see a doctor. You're probably wondering how it's possible for you to get GlucoFreeze in the palms of your hands and what the best regimen is to get the best results from it. To be straightforward, our critical guidelines make it hard for the general public to get GlucoFreeze because the ingredients are selectively chosen with each batch and cultivated in a sterile facility, and we also screen each ingredient and test for maximum potency, all as part of our proprietary and detailed process. With that said, GlucoFreeze is something people still keep asking for more and more of. And while the good word continues to spread, we impose strict limits on the batches we produce, so we can provide everyone with the freshest ingredients possible without sacrificing quality. Plus, keeping a focus on purity helps to not only protect your blood sugar levels for the long haul. The potent nutrients also shield people who don't even have diabetes, while giving them the chance to protect their physical health, their well-being, and their bank account before the suffering can even start. That said, our expensive, quality-focused production from our manufacturer is limited to a number of batches per year, which means these bottles fly off the shelves each time they're made available again. But I can't stand the thought of other people going through what I experienced, which is why I'm going to share how you can get a fresh bottle of GlucoFreeze in your hands this week as part of my new Freedom from Diabetes program. First, let's cover the details of how this all works. It's actually really easy. You just take one capsule a day with a meal and keep this up for at least 30 days. Taking it for at least 30 days allows the nutrients in GlucoFreeze to penetrate the fat buildup at the core, restoring your body's natural ability to achieve healthy blood sugar levels and allowing each ingredient to take the front lines at reversing your type 2 diabetes while melting fat off your body in the process. And while the fat buildup in your body has already been there for years now, triggering a spike in your blood sugar and causing your type 2 diabetes to run rampant, it's crucial to allow these therapeutic ingredients to do their job while they go to work and remove these traces of fat from the inside out. Remember, your weight gain, fatigue, food cravings, and numbness are warning signs coming from your body, meaning that your blood sugar levels are already becoming violently erratic while inviting other inflammatory diseases to take shape at the same time, making it crucial that your body absorbs each ingredient over the course of a few weeks, so it can not only penetrate fat from within the cells of your body, but also so it can unleash perfect blood sugar levels, therapeutic healing, and vibrant energy for a longer term. That's why my health researchers recommend starting with at least 3 bottles of GlucoFreeze, where 6 bottles is better if you want to absolutely guarantee to safeguard your body for the many years to come. That way, you're taking a more strategic approach in permanently reversing type 2 diabetes right off the bat, while alleviating the fears of erratic blood sugar from creeping back up. Because we're only human, and environmental, physical, and lifestyle stressors will easily sneak back up on us. So, maintaining a healthy body and perfect blood sugar levels, even after your organs have repaired themselves, can protect your body from here on out from any future diabetes complications. Because the truth is, across our nation, blood sugar problems of all kinds are becoming all too common. And according to the American Diabetes Association, a person loses a limb due to diabetes every 30 seconds. That's certainly not a statistic I'd want to be part of. And over 34 million Americans suffer from diabetes-related complications like weight gain, chronic fatigue, wild food cravings, and thousands of dollars in medical bills, while they're collecting more deadly drugs from their doctors until they finally shake it off and refuse to accept this as a lifelong condition, especially after they experience the natural and potent healing powers of GlucoFreeze. Just like Jessica N., who says, "Hi John, I'm writing to you as a sign of gratitude and appreciation. Your method helped me stabilize my blood sugar and lower it to regular levels. But that's not all, because I also lost 32 pounds of ugly fat, and I'm now wearing the same size as when I was 27 years old. I'm so happy I tried your solution. I'm free from the horrible daily pains I had with my diabetes, such as side effects from medication. This product changed my life. I was so lucky to find you." Same with Peter M., 64-year-old from Massachusetts, who wrote in to say, "Thank you for sharing your diabetes video. I'm glad I watched it until the end, because with your powerful diabetes reversing mechanism, I was able to free myself of my type 2 diabetes in only 5 weeks. I used to feel like a burden to my family, but now, not only have I kept my blood sugar in check, I also feel full of energy and can eat whatever I want, including cakes and pizza." The real stories you just heard are a handful of the hundreds I've been getting each week. And you should know that GlucoFreeze is only available on this site at this time, at least while we can keep up with the demand before Big Pharma catches wind. See, I've been facing threats from pharmaceutical lawyers on a regular basis now, and even though they're furious, and with good reason, it's worth it for me to put up this good fight because I want to see you reclaim your life with GlucoFreeze. The pleasantly surprised group of people who've already tried the formula said it was their first real chance at reversing type 2 diabetes for good, which is why I'm confident these ingredients can do the same for you while helping to shield your body from diabetes-related conditions for years to come, allowing you to bounce back into your career and family activities while protecting your bank account, body, and sanity from any expensive drugs and ineffective treatments. Just imagine how good you'll feel when you end those doctor visits that waste your time and energy over and over again, freeing up your bank account to spend your money on things that truly matter to you, even getting yourself back into exercise, regular hobbies, and more quality time with loved ones. All it takes is 1 capsule of GlucoFreeze each day for the nutrients to get you on the path to a diabetes-free life. Of course, you know there's other options out there for you too, like the buffet of drugs your doctor throws at you without a thought, including metformin and insulin, where, as you now know, people are often given excessive doses of these drugs, including refills they don't even need anymore, just so the doctors and big pharma lobbyists can profit off your ill health. The same goes with those extreme workout plans, which are not only impossible to stick to and disappoint you every single time you try, but they leave you more discouraged and hopeless thanks to their false and over-exaggerated promises. Oh, let's also not forget the quack diets out there, like keto, paleo, or Atkins, which can sometimes deceive you into thinking they might have worked until you wake up one morning and your food cravings return with a vengeance, leading you to overindulge on the sweets more than ever before. The same goes with diabetes medication, which only add to the stockpile of Band-Aid treatments your doctor pushes on you. That said, you can see how fair the original investment was at $179 for a bottle of GlucoFreeze, which others would gladly pay over and over again. Plus, when compared to this list of side effects and copays you'll finally put behind you, including the increased insurance premiums, while also saying goodbye to excessive medical appointments and keeping those extra thousands of dollars for yourself, you can see how a single dose of GlucoFreeze already pays for itself, don't you? Also, just 1 manufacturing facility made the cut to produce GlucoFreeze at the quality and level I demanded. With each capsule containing the freshest, most bioavailable form out there when it comes to these therapeutic blood sugar agents, everyone agrees that $179 is really a bargain. However, I'm not in this to rake in some cash like the medical establishment would. Of course, there are manufacturing costs and overhead involved, plus the legal fees I have to protect this movement from the bloodthirsty medical conglomerates. Yet, even then, I have a relentless passion to help others, and all that just isn't a big issue right now. The mission here is to get your physical shape, well-being, and lifestyle back to an ideal place by first reversing the type 2 diabetes holding you back, leaving you free to take life by the horns again, just like I did. So if you take charge of your physical well-being right now and take advantage of the Glucofree's Freedom from Diabetes campaign, so you can hop on board with 47,000 other former diabetes sufferers, you can get your hands on Glucofree's for just $69 today. That's really just the start though, because after experiencing how much diabetes wreaked havoc on not just my life but everyone around me, it gave me the reality check that we're not invincible to life-threatening blood sugar levels either. So you'd be right to worry about the health of your friends and family right now. The good news is, you can put their fears and worries to rest and shield their body from diabetes' dangerous effects right out the gate with a discounted package plan that's recently become available, where you can get 6 bottles of Glucofreeze for only $49 per bottle. The thing is though, I'm only offering this package on this website you're on right now and while we still have stock on hand, so we can kick my Freedom from Diabetes program into high gear. Plus, as an extra incentive to take the control back for your body and your life, I'll waive the $14.99 shipping fee with your multi-bottle purchase, which means you'll get free shipping today only. Remember though, once I run out, another batch won't be made until the next quarter of the year. So do your blood sugar a favor right now and click the 6-bottle package below to add this to your order, or choose another package if you prefer. Right after you do that, let yourself get excited about this important investment in your health. Because even though the ingredients in a single bottle of Glucofreeze will do the trick and surprise you with how fast they'll reverse type 2 diabetes while stabilizing your blood sugar levels and melting fat off your body, remember that a 6-month supply will give your body the nutrients it needs to kick your overall blood sugar health into high gear and shield yourself from the uncontrollable food cravings, weight gain, and fatigue from diabetes, while giving you the support you need to enjoy life's simplest and most precious moments for decades to come. Said another way, after 6 months of taking in the incredible nutrients Glucofreeze has to offer, you'll have flushed away years' worth of erratic blood sugar, literally rewinding the clock on your overall strength, energy, and physical well-being. Okay, let's switch gears now, because you're probably wondering how to get started and how you can get Glucofreeze on its way to your front door today. Well, it's simple. Just choose your discounted package plan below this video right now. And other than getting excited and optimistic about the recovery you're going to make, just fill out the secure and safely encrypted checkout page with your order details. And in just 5 business days, you'll have your own batch of Glucofreeze right at your doorstep. So go ahead and click below now, because if you still see the button, then there are still bottles in stock. Plus, to protect your peace of mind, I'm really going to bat for you and throwing in a 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee with your purchase. That said, here's how your peace of mind guarantee works. Just order your package of Glucofreeze today, follow the dosage instructions, and allow the ingredients to start repairing your high blood sugar. Then notice how, for the first time in a long time, you're finally feeling energized while the fat melts off your organs and body. You're sleeping straight through the night. The fatigue and food cravings come to an end, and you're able to start exercising and living life without pain, just like over 47,000 Americans before you. And if for some reason you decide you're not happy with Glucofreeze, just email or call my US-based customer support team any time of day, and we will issue you a prompt refund with no questions asked. The best part is you don't even need to send back the bottles. They're yours to keep as my way of saying thanks for giving Glucofreeze a try. I'm sure by now it's easy for you to see that you have nothing to lose. And unlike the prescription drugs and medical treatments out there, the ingredients in Glucofreeze are free from the side effects, medical brainwashing, and the need to commit the rest of your life to prescriptions and the price that comes with them. The presentation is now ending, and the ultimate choice is yours. You can either stop watching now and leave your diabetes up to chance like you have until now. And while that may be easy, you and I both know it won't change anything for the better. In fact, in 6 months from now, how will you feel when your erratic blood sugar has continued down its destructive past, plaguing you with increased pain and sending you straight back to medical treatment and surgery? Because according to the American Diabetes Association, food cravings are usually how it starts. Of course, the numbness in your legs and hands start coming too, along with the fatigue and blurred vision. Before long, serious motor skill complications and blood sugar damage take place. Plus, you're already aware of how this affects your quality of life. And according to the U.S. National Library of Medicine, the downward spiral of suffering is almost always the same, including how you will lose more of the activities you once enjoyed. Because your energy is the first thing to suffer, until the bodily fatigue and wild food cravings take its toll on your work, sleep, and personal life, and your relationships crumble as a result. So, without having to bring up the horror of grotesque infections and ulcers, or reminding you of how this can cost you your independence, your job, and the enjoyment you used to share with your loved ones, you clearly understand where this all leads to. Because the fact that you're still here shows you're not willing to take that gamble on your life. And it's easier for you to not only save the activities and lifestyle you still have today, but also to turn back the clock on your physical health, your career path, while securing your long stability, isn't it? So click below and take back your God-given rights to your health and get Glucofreeze at a discount for 3 or 6 bottle packages. Because once you do this, these nutrients will officially put you on course for repairing and restoring every aspect of diabetes. Just remember, once the remaining batches of Glucofreeze are snatched from our shelves, we won't get more until the next quarter of this year. Plus, once my Freedom from Diabetes campaign is over, the price goes back to $179 per bottle. So when you order today, you'll be supporting my mission, while also doing your body a huge favor in the process. It's your decision, yet you and I both know you're ready to do what's right for your health. Thanks for watching. God bless. Sincerely, John Cooper. Still here? Not a problem. I know we just covered a lot. To help you out, let me go ahead and answer some of the most common questions you might have. 1. How does Glucofreeze work again? Glucofreeze is based on the breakthrough research by Dr. Taylor, who discovered the breakthrough to reverse diabetes and completely normalized blood sugar levels, no matter if you're pre-diabetic or suffer from type 2 diabetes. And through decades of research, Dr. Taylor realized that erratic blood sugar actually starts with fat buildup in your liver, which clogs and suffocates the liver, causing you to feel fatigued, tired, and nauseated. By simply burning away the fat that's in your liver, your blood sugar levels may improve within days. Remember, we only discovered this breakthrough because Dr. Taylor is an esteemed researcher who lives outside of the US. The United States big pharma lobbyists will never share this breakthrough diabetes formula because they want to keep you hooked on their toxic meds and profit off your ill health. Each of the 20 ingredients inside Glucofreeze improves blood sugar levels, reduces blood sugar spikes, speeds up weight loss, and can free you from the type 2 diabetes nightmare. There is nothing out there on the market like our formula. 2. Can I take Glucofreeze even if I have allergies or also take other supplements? In a word, yes. In fact, because the ingredients inside each capsule of Glucofreeze have been shown to reverse erratic blood sugar and wake you up from the type 2 diabetes nightmare, they act as a powerful anti-inflammatory solution as well. For example, after taking Glucofreeze for 6 months straight, you may start to notice that these nutrients not only stabilize erratic blood sugar levels and reverse type 2 diabetes, but also provides better digestive health, energy levels, and quality of sleep each night, and even a reduction in depression and stress. Plus, because the ingredients inside Glucofreeze are all cultivated from natural sources like plants and herbs, it's 100% safe to take with other supplements as long as you follow the directions. 3. Why haven't I heard of this powerful blood sugar breakthrough before? So far, more than 47,000 Americans have used Glucofreeze with powerful results. And I've already had tons of threats from unknown phone numbers telling me they're going to do everything in their power to take this down. Because as you now know, the shady diabetes industry will stop at nothing to keep you hooked on their expensive meds. See, the diabetes drug market is a $26 billion industry. Plus, doctors can pocket up to $2,000 for giving their patients metformin or insulin. You heard that right. Doctors are motivated to make more money each time they write you another prescription. They do not care about actually helping reverse your type 2 diabetes. I'm willing to put myself in the line of fire either way, and I'm already dealing with potential legal injunctions every single day, which means the last thing I want to do is attract more attention to this. 4. Who should take Glucofreeze? Great question. Glucofreeze is for anyone who suffers from any blood sugar problems, whether you're pre-diabetic, already diagnosed with type 2 diabetes, or simply want to take it as a preventative measure in case you're worried about erratic blood sugar ruining your health. For example, if you are constantly hungry and craving sweets like chocolate cake or warm apple pie, if fatigue is causing you to miss out on activities with the family or causing you to gain even more weight, and if you are beginning to feel the symptoms of erratic blood sugar and diabetes like nerve pain, high cholesterol, high blood pressure, and blurred vision, Glucofreeze is for you. Plus, there are 0 side effects and you can take it with other supplements. And with the 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee, there's no risk when you try Glucofreeze today. 5. What happens once I choose my package and click the Add to Cart button? Once you choose your package below, you'll go to my 100% secure checkout page. Then, just enter your payment information and place your order. After that, you'll receive GlucoFreeze in the next 5 business days, which means you're less than a week away from making your low back pain a distant memory. 6. This sounds incredible, but I'm afraid it won't work for me. Can you remind me about your guarantee? Absolutely. GlucoFreeze comes with a 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee. That means you order GlucoFreeze today, then have a full 2 months to decide if it's right for you. If you're like the 47,000 plus people who have used GlucoFreeze already, then you will be blown away with the results these powerful nutrients give you. But if you're not amazed with it for some reason, simply call or email my customer service team, and we'll refund your investment with 0 questions asked. The best part? You don't even need to go through the hassle of sending the bottles back. This all means you truly have nothing to lose today when you get started. 7. How long will GlucoFreeze be available? That's hard to say, but by the looks of it, not long. My hope is that GlucoFreeze will triumph over diabetes and erratic blood sugar nationwide. But because Big Pharma is out for blood on this breakthrough and is spending millions of dollars on legal fees to try and silence me, it's uncertain if I'll be able to fight them off forever. Plus, because we source the ingredients from only the highest quality suppliers, it takes us more than 3 months to custom create each batch. So if you're on this page and see the sold out sign, we may not have any GlucoFreeze left for at least a couple months. That's why it's important for you to get GlucoFreeze today, especially since it comes with a 60-day, 100% money-back guarantee, which means there's 0 risk to you. 8. This sounds great, but is there a hidden subscription when I purchase? No. Your purchase of GlucoFreeze is a one-time purchase, and it does not include a monthly auto-ship program that's impossible to cancel. Plus, if you're dissatisfied with GlucoFreeze for any reason whatsoever, you can always call up our US-educated and US-based customer support team, and they will promptly answer any and every question you may have. 9. All right, I really want GlucoFreeze. What do I do now? This part is simple. Just click one of the buttons below and choose your package, then complete your order, and GlucoFreeze will be in your hands within just 5 business days from now. Plus, there's no risk because of my ironclad 60-day guarantee. You have everything to gain and nothing to lose. But if you're suffering from high blood sugar or type 2 diabetes, this may be your last chance to claim your own bottle of GlucoFreeze. We are selling out much faster than we anticipated. So don't wait any longer, as this may be your final opportunity to purchase GlucoFreeze. It's time to take matters into your own hands and free yourself from the diabetes nightmare. Hit the button below to grab your supply of GlucoFreeze while it's still in stock. This presentation is now ending, and I want to say thank you for sticking with me all the way until the end. Go ahead and choose your package now. Take GlucoFreeze as directed for at least 30 days, and I cannot wait to hear about your success story. Thank you for watching, and God bless. John Cooper.